Hey, what's up, guys? This is RC462, and as you've noticed, I am doing a Archfiend deck. A truly dedicated Archfiend deck, not like those other pansies where they do, like, what's partially this, what's partially that. No, this is truly an Archfiend deck, with the common help of da-da-da-da, Faggot Rabbit. Now, of course, you got your 3 Archfiend soldiers. Then you got your 2 Trags, your 2 cockblock cards. Then you got the 2 boss monsters, Genesis Archfiend. Now, this does great combos as well as works extremely well with cards like Pandemonium, Archfiend's Roar, Trick Archfiend, and all that. And what makes him truly a boss is that even though its attack and defense are halved and destroyed during the end phase, and can't special summon other than Fiend-type monsters while he's present on the field, while his effect is being applied, you can banish an Archfiend card from your hand or graveyard to target a card on the field and destroy it. What this means is that if you have something like an Ouroboros or something else that is standing in your way, you can just use Genesis Archfiend's effect to get rid of it, pop him for 15, and then protect yourself because he destroys himself during the end phase. Then we have a Dark Necrofear, a classic from the olden days. Now this card makes and breaks a lot of games because the reason why I only decide to run 1 is because 2 was cloggy and 3 is just outright kill yourself, but 1 works pretty darn well. Banish 3 Fiend types from your graveyard to special summon it whenever this card is destroyed. And you can equip it to your opponent's monster during the end phase and take control of it. This is basically a free snatch steal with, well, your opponent gets nothing out of it. Your opponent must be destroyed, but if it gets something like sent to the graveyard or tributed or something like that, that would suck, but it's pretty beefy to get around. I mean, like, something like Stardust could get over it, but you'll just get it during the end phase anyways. So it's a pretty good lure. Then we have the 3 Archfiend Commanders. And the reason why? Well, just look how badass he is. You can special summon him from your hand, and then target an Archfiend monster you control and destroy it, but this card cannot attack during the turn it's special summoned this way, or you can tribute, when this card is tribute summoned, target 1 Archfiend monster in your graveyard, special summon that target. So this makes some pretty insane beatdown or exceed plays, and combos off with really well with Trick and Cavalry Archfiends. Then we got our 3 beat sticks, the Mist Archfiends. If you don't have a skill drain in hand, then you usually do have a Pandemonium in hand. So, and it combos off really well. Sure, you take 1,000, but you get to search for his effect. So his death is not really in vain. You get to search for whatever you need. And plus you can also add it back to your hand with Recurring Nightmare. Then we also got the Archfiend Generals. And what this makes this card truly broken in this deck is that not only does it search for the field spell, but if Pandemonium's not in the field, then this card is destroyed. So your opponent is more than likely not going to take the Archfiend General from your graveyard despite it being a 2100 beat stick, because it just kills itself right away. And plus it's nice fodder for Genesis Archfiend, Dark Necrofear, Cavalry Archfiend, and speaking of Cavalry Archfiend, we run 3 of those. And when it's destroyed by a card effect, this 1900 beater, is that you can target an Archfiend monster in your graveyard and special summon it, although it cannot attack during the turn. This card was used on that monster. So, the usual combo you would do would, well, one of them is Archfiend Commander, destroy the Cavalry, bring back whatever the hell you want. Then you got your 2 Rescue Rabbits, and your 3 Trick Archfiends. Basically the Sanguine of the deck. Now you can add an Archfiend monster from your deck to your hand, but for some reason, for the wording on this card, you can also add the spells and traps. But of course, the only really traps you really run is Archfiend's Roars. But of course, staples: Heavy Storm, Monster Reborn, the double Night Beams, the double MSTs. Then we got triple Pandemonium. Now this is where the consistency of the deck comes into play. Is that, of course, every time a player's Archfiend monster is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, except by battle, that player can add one Archfiend monster from their deck to the hand that is a lower level than the destroyed monster. So, per se, you summon Mr. Archfiend, it blows up, fine, whatever. You can search out either Trick Archfiend, Cavalry Archfiend, or General Archfiend. Or, if you really want to, Archfiend Soldier, but don't really matter. Or, if your Archfiend Commander dies, you can search out for basically almost any of your Archfiend monsters in the deck other than Genesis Archfiend. And of course, Genesis Archfiend just basically says, search out your whole deck. Brah. But, then of course we got two Archfiend's Roars, the basically Monster Reborn of the deck, at the cost of a mere 500 life points. Sure, it can't be tributed underneath any conditions, but why would you want to tribute it when you get a 3k beater for no reason? And then also you got your triple decrees and your triple skill drains, because back row is for losers. Not just my model, but meh. I know you Mac Rabbit players may be hating on me, but deal with it. Then we got a number 107 Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon. This card is broken, especially against decks like Heroes, Macro Rabbit, when they have like a Loggy on the field or something like that. And you go, okay, that's cool, bro. Like, just negate everything. And plus the fact that it's an honest target is just pretty darn insane in some decks. Then you got a two Messier 7s. Basically return all the materials that you need back into your hand. Or if something's a nuisance in your way, you can always pop one of your opponent's monsters back to the hand. Then you also have Strike Bouncer, a Zenmayo, which of course sets up for ridiculous amounts of plays. And you also got Volcasaurus, another broken ass card. Vylon de Sigma, a Utopia, Shockmaster, Pauperoperative, the Black Ship of Porn, I mean Corn. How the heck did that come up? Maestroke, Diagusta Emerald, Acid Golem, and Zenmates. And then for the side deck I just kind of randomly threw in together, so just bear with me here. Double Barbaros, double Dual Mode Beast, one Gores, double Lesser Fiends. Reason why I put in double Lesser Fiends, just to give you guys ideas for maybe some other type of Archfiend deck, but maybe like a macro beatdown Archfiend, or because that's where the Green Maju Izias come in. Then another Night Beam, triple Cosmos, and double Chain. So, with that being said, this is more of a beatdown kind of a deck. And the reason why I built this deck is because I had many fond memories of facing / accusing this kind of deck online, and more so facing it offline back in the day before you had Trick Archfiend, Cavalry Archfiend, Genesis Archfiend, Archfiend Commander. Yeah, before any of that stuff. When they just playing flat out in your face 2400, 3k, 2800 beaters for no reason. It was a pretty effective deck back in the day, but then back in the day, you didn't have exactly many answers to 3 solemn warnings because you didn't have your synchros, your tuners, exceeds, none of that. It was flat out whoever had the biggest pair of balls wins. That's why I liked that format back in the day. But then, of course, all these little pussy cards came into play nowadays, and now everybody so heavily relies on trap cards It just disgusts me, and I'm just going to come clean with it right now. I hate people when they rely on back row. I really do. I I don't care if you rely on like one card, okay, that's fine, but when you have to solely rely on trap cards to answer everything, like Mac Rabbit, okay, that's cool, I'll just negate everything. Yeah, fuck that. That's why I hope that frickin' Elemental Dragons completely rape the meta. I really hope they do. You will probably dislike me for it. You'll probably even call me a cunt, fag, queer, homosexual, bag, I don't know. Whatever thing that seems to make you feel better about yourself, because in the end you're just a sore loser about it. But that's just my opinion. So, with that being said, here are some duels that I was place testing with this deck. Of course, I was using the tour guide engine instead of the Macro Rabbit engine. But, of course, rate, comment, subscribe, and enjoy the videos.